The EU withdrawal bill has been granted royal assent, which means the Queen has signed off on it and it's now officially law. It's law. It's finally law. The EU withdrawal bill is no longer a bill. It is an act of Parliament. It's been signed off by the Queen. It's the law of the land. And there's been many months of speculation about whether it would be signed off in the first place, whether there'd be so many amendments from the Lords that it would be practically unrecognisable. But it seems to have passed. It's gone through. But what is the EU Withdrawal Act? I thought we'd just go over some basics today. So the EU Withdrawal Act, it confirms the UK's withdrawal from the EU. At least it gets the ball rolling and allows us to do it. And in 1972, we signed the European Communities Act. And this meant that if there was ever a clash between European Union law and British law, then European Union law took precedent. It superseded the British variation of the law. And it was controversial then, it's controversial now. But now that we've signed the EU Withdrawal Act, what that means is that old act is null and void. It doesn't mean anything anymore. So that's the first step of Brexit. But the Act does something else as well. Unfortunately, it does actually mean that now that we're leaving the European Union, all laws that we've taken from the European Union since joining will now be converted into British law. Now, in one respect, I will be fair here and say that it does prevent something called a legal black hole, which means decades and decades worth of laws would just disappear overnight, and some of them important. So by taking on all European Union laws as part of the UK with EU Withdrawal Act, we avoid that legal black hole. And David Davis has said himself that it's important to take on these laws to ensure a, quote, calm and orderly Brexit. Yes, please. But from another perspective, it does mean that we're lumped with a lot of European Union law. It kind of feels like something we didn't vote for, doesn't it? You know, we voted to leave the European Union, but suddenly we're going to be lumped with decades worth of law. So there's two sides to this story. However, the new bill, the new act, does give power back to Westminster Parliament to amend laws in the future. So there are laws that we're not going to want, and all we have to do, it's our responsibility as the voting British public, is to vote people into the House of Commons who will basically debate and enact new laws that will replace old laws that we've taken from the European Union. So opportunities lie ahead here. And, well, that's that. We've got to look forward to now, what is it, March 29th at 11 p.m? That's officially Brexit Day. The ball's rolling. It's only taken 2 years. And we've got less than a year left. It'll be very interesting to see what happens now. There's a lot of talk about a possibility of a snap general election. There's certainly some of the Tory MPs are gearing up for one and looking to their local Conservative associations to see if they can be selected to stand again. I've said before that I think Theresa May might just be crazy enough to do it, but I guess we'll have to see. It's my hope, actually, that Theresa May sticks around and gets on with it. I think it's, at this point, important just to get on with the bloody thing and see how it goes. And until then, there's not really much we can do. March 29th, 2019, bring on Brexit, but with all this uncertainty, who knows if it's even going to happen by then. If you want to see more from me and the rest of the Rebel team, remember to like and subscribe.